Ayo me my ba ba beep ba 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 ba. I'm back. Let's do this. I took myself a little
For
slumber.
James and the 369th, the long-awaited opportunity to prove themselves had finally come.
Let's go!
Good old-fashioned slumber exchange. No, Frenchie. Ooh, dang, that was some hardcore shit right there. Let me get some ammunition.
Rip me at Narc! Now wrong Trixie! Rip me at Narc!
Brothers in arms. Holy shit! Oh my fucking god. That went too early. Holy fucking shit.
Voilà, allez, c'est bien toi! Maille-toi, maille-toi!
Émotion. Okay, what the fuck? They're taking forever.
Even though they had managed to hold the position, the 369th had paid a heavy price. Before leaving to care for the wounded, Anna made sure to give James and Freddie a long embrace, hoping this would not be their last. After a dreadful night fighting to stay alive, James and Freddie were blinded by the camera flash. Impressed by the troops' accomplishments, the American press gave them the nickname Harlem Hellfighters.
Fuck yeah.
Their brand of music was all the rage, earning them an invitation to perform in Paris.
They're all so innocent still. Wait, what about Soup Man? Is he still alive? Soup Guy is alive still? Yeah.
August 8th, 1918. On land, Germany endured its darkest day of war. Knowing the Kaiser's demand for victory was unattainable, the German officers pressed forward, fighting for more advantageous positions at sea, in the hope of gaining leverage for negotiating a truce. Following a series of revolts by their troops, German command ordered naval captains to tighten their grip on sailors and quash any stirrings of mutiny at sea.
Hold on. I need to check something. Let's see.
through the evil noise of artillery, tanks, and planes, I remember our adventures, your friendship, and your pain. My closest friend, Emile, in your twilight years, you came to fight, not for glory, but to mend your daughter's tears.
Into the stories of these valiant hearts. Discover new characters and reconnect with familiar ones. World War to its end.
What happened with Dave Pete, man? That's the voice actor of the guy who did the voiceovers in both games, apparently. He's still alive. So what happened to his voice in this game? That's so AI. Like, he wasn't there, so he gave their permission to use an AI generator. Let's get back to it then.
Hearing about acts of insurrection, Ernst felt emboldened and decided he had to deactivate his submarine's torpedoes.
Are they not suspicious of me?
Yep.
While Ernst was happy to be alive, he again found himself in the crossfire of war and his freedom taken away. Now a British POW, his only consolation was being able to play his fiddle once more.
Hey. And being a prisoner of war ain't so bad. At least he won't be killing anymore.
September 26th, 1918. Determined to cut the German supply line, Allied forces launched the Meuse-Argonne offensive. For James and his fellow soldiers, this undertaking was bigger than any they had faced before. Soldiers on both sides steeled themselves for the whistle blow and the impending chaos of the charge. Their sole comfort being the unwavering support of their brothers in arms.
Charge!
Ready? Let's go!
Went forward again. Damn, pretty. Oh my god, I didn't see it. No wonder it was caused by a bot. Pigeon Man! Oh shit!
Let's go!
My fucking god! Any more rocks? Apparently, the guy with the mortar can't give me a rock or something. Corpses. Push. Push. The map. Corpses. Oh shit.
Freddy, barely able to get the words out, pleaded with James to lead the men and continue their push forward with the offensive. Reluctant to leave him behind, James complied.
Charge, men! Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, Mortar Man! Can't see. You go, James. I hope that's his name. Ow. It's trying to strike me down. Oh shit, it's a fucking red bear. Why am I allowed to shoot that? Damn you, return!
Flying in such stormy weather would have been a challenge for any skilled pilot. Even so, George had decided to brave the storm and risk his own life to save his friends. Stunned to see her dear Freddy suffering, Anna quickly got to work.
Stay with me, you're gonna be... Come on, stay with me.
Now this makes sense. He got strapped. He got fucking pelted by a grenade.
Stay with me. Jiabo. Stay with me.
Oh my fucking god, game!
Come on, Fred. Stay with me, you're gonna be...
I'm holding it, I'm holding it.
No.
There's more than... Can I do this with a mouse?
Stay with me, you're gonna be...
Pulling it, pulling it. There we go.
Come on, stay with me. No.
I pulled it out. I fucking pulled it out.
Stay with me, you're gonna be... Come on, stay with me. You're fine. You're all right.
They're
Come
fine.
on, Freddy. Tiens Stay with me. Wonderful.
After
Yes, each
4
other.
long years, Freddy's injuries had ended his fight. Always the one to protect others, he would now be the one in need of care on the slow road to recovery. Despite his wounds, he remained in good spirits thanks to Anna by his side every step of the way. With Freddy out of commission, James took over as squad leader. For the Harlem Hellfighters, the experience on the ground remained brutal, and the memory of their fallen friends ever present.
I'm waiting for the day for the guy to just put down his head and we no longer see his eyes.
At that very moment, news of the truce being signed between the German and Allied forces made its way to the front. Anna was sent to relay the good news without delay.
Oh my god, Anna better not fucking die, dude. A bugle. Good. Cool. Alright, time to fight. I'm kidding. When you can't fight. Oh shit! This is actually pretty cool. Hold on. Armistice. Collapse of the dead. Demonization. Products the greater the middle. Treaty of Versailles. Oh wait, the Treaty of Versailles. This is what started World War II, by the way. The Treaty of Versailles was signed on June 28, 1919, in the Palace of Versailles, Galerie de Glace, I don't even think I pronounced that right, between France, its 27 allied countries, and Germany. The treaty put the full responsibility of the war upon Germany and cut 13% of its territory. Versailles redrew new European geopolitics without solving borders issues or questions of nationality. It was repudiated by the American Senate, and most of the German population saw it as a decata, or whatever the fuck that's pronounced, rather than a treaty. Basically, it was a bullshit what they did. Huh. Oh, the main reason why I wanted to see this. Bugle, whatever. Our Bomby suit. What the fuck that is. Following the soldiers' return in December 1918, the nation of France gave each veteran 3 gifts: a monetary compensation, a Adrian helmet inscribed in Soldat de la Grande Gori, soldier of the Great War, and the Armbami suit, so named after the Undersecretary of the War. This suit was considered so ridiculous to many soldiers preferred the cash compensation of 52 francs, approximately $70 US today. Damn, that's fucking cheap. US troops were given $60, about $1,200 today. Okay, but doesn't really sound that much either way. I lost a limb. Congratulations, you won $1,000. And a train ticket home after discharge. Here we go. This is something I'm really interested in. Facial prosthetics. With modern surgery being in its infancy, many soldiers who suffered from shrapnel-induced facial wounds were fitted with these prosthetics to replace missing features. It's actually pretty sad. There was a lot of places during World War I, such as in France, where a lot of the veterans were sent to fucking nut houses. Not because they were... Well, they also had a lot of mental issues after the war, but also because so the public wouldn't see them, unfortunately. And also they removed a lot, and I mean a lot, of the mirrors. So the soldiers who had facial features removed after the war, or during the war, or because of the war, so they didn't have to look at themselves. This is also a main thing, the facial prosthetic. This is also featured in Boardwalk Empire to a character that I really like. So watch Boardwalk Empire, it's very good.
And just like that, at the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month, the war suddenly stopped. Bells rang all over the country, spreading the good news. The war was finally over. Seeking a new life far from the devastation of Europe, Anna and Freddie set off to make a home in the United States. Pending the outcome of the Treaty of Versailles, Ernst was still being held captive in France as a POW, forced to do hard labor. Thanks to George's flying and active valor, the RAF accepted him as one of their own.
Where is he? Which one was he?
After being duly rewarded the Croix de Guerre by the French military, the Harlem Hellfighters were once again placed under American command.
Ah, shit.
And while the Harlem Hellfighters prepared to return home, James and Lang Edwards volunteered to help the Service of Supply clean up the battlefield.
Hey!
Ernst? Ernst! James!
Put her here, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Wait, let's see what other stuff. Post-war work. We never really talked about post-war work, really. After the war was over, it was time to rebuild. The destruction was massive. City, villages, farms, factories, transport systems, and infrastructure had been seriously hit. An estimated 850,000 buildings had been damaged, and rebuilding campaign was launched. As early as December 1918, the workforce for rebuilding was in large part composed of prisoners of war, free labor, and by non-French citizens hired on contract. Oh, philanthropy. Cool. As soon as conflict started, American charities such as the Fatherless Children of France, which aided the orphans of the war, started helping the victims. Rich Americans financed hospitals and care for the wounded. Thousands of charitable organizations were created and numerous fundraisers were held in the U.S. Prestigious foundations such as the Carnegie Endowment from International Peace helped rebuild entire cities, such as Reims, France. The image shows volunteers of American Fund for French Wounded preparing surprise bags for the wounded. Dang. Surprise bags! Now, I know that it's all for, charitable donations. It's all good. But I don't think a lollipop would help much in me being wounded. And of course, it'd be good if I had a jaw. I'm kidding. It's nice of them to be doing these. POWs! Oh yeah, POWs. Free labor. German POWs held after their armistice acted as leverage against the German army to make them comply with the Treaty of Versailles. They were used as free labor for extensive rebuilding work or to clear mines. Happened in World War II as well. The prisoners were repatriated in early 1920 under pressure from the American government. The U.S., however, refused the French government's request to send 400,000 civilian workers who would have been paid by the Weimar Republic to help them reconstruction. Damn, refused to give labor who would have been paid nonetheless. Cheap labor, I guess, is better. Unknown soldiers. This is a sad part right here. The war, all told, resulted in tremendous amount of death. Tens of thousands of bodies were unable to be buried properly or could not be retrieved by their families. In order to allow grieving spots for all of these families and provide a national place of remembrance, numerous countries chose to create monuments to unknown soldiers whose bodies were retrieved from the battlefield. In the U.S., the unknown soldier was buried in Arlington in 1921. For the United Kingdom and countries that fought under the banner, a British soldier buried in Westminster on November 11, 1920. Recently, however, Australia 1993, Canada 2000, and New Zealand 2004 brought back the remains of fallen unknown soldiers to their home soil to create their own memorials. The picture shows the military ceremony of Sante Mondo. In the background, you can see the memorial for all of the fallen soldiers. It's sad, man. Very sad. Let's see the objects. None! Diaries. Oh, there's a lot, actually. Who was he? We never saw his face. Was it a woman? It can't be a woman. They couldn't learn how to fly. I'm kidding, by the way. But for real, who was he? Who was the flying ace pilot? Oh, here we go. Those clouds and menacing storms never fly, Father used to say, but they're turning back now. What choice do I have? I've gotten this far, and I know I'm getting better. I can handle this. I wish I'd had my co-pilot. I wish I had you with me. You mean Father? Pilot. Valiant of Hearts. Hold on, I'm trying to find George. I'm trying to see if there's ever a face we can put onto this guy. Oh, dang. Apparently, Anna's 22 years old. Now I'm probably in her 30s. Or mid-20s. And Freddy's 32. Dang, Freddy. Oh wait, let's see more of these guys. Yada yada yada. Now let's see Freddy. I'm not used to everyone fussing over me, but despite a pain here and there, I feel like I'm on my way to recovery. Anna tells me so, and she's not one to beat around the bush. I am in awe of that woman, and my love for her keeps on getting stronger. I want us to start a new life together back home. I hope Anna will agree. Oh, she definitely will, buddy. Ooh, X-ray. Oh, X-ray. Oh, whatever. At last, no more bloodshed, no more senseless slaughter. I still can't believe this is the day has come. I can finally breathe again, look around and see some glimmer of hope. Freddy's health is getting better day after day, and he's told me he wants to start over with a clean slate with me. It is time to move on and make a new home. Aw, that's sweet. Anyway, let's get back to cleaning up. Oh, look, French tank. Or is that a German? Either way. Okay. Who's he? We never got to know that guy. Who's she? He was reading All Quiet on the Western Front. He saw a butterfly. No! No! A spoon! Oh my fucking god, no! Fuck you, game. I like that guy. That was the ladle.
Dear James, I'm not sure where or when this message will find you, but please know that I've made every effort to contact you.
Oh no. I have some very sick feeling.
The
Racism.
day had started so well. We were on our way to buy furniture for our home. When some men told us we couldn't shop together. Freddy argued with them. And it ended badly. Freddy!
No!
Come on, Freddy. Don't leave me. No. Hold on. You're all right. You're all right. No. No. Hold on. Come on, Freddy.
This is the only part we can't save anyone.
No. Hold on. You're all right. You're all right. No.
He's dead. He's dead, I mean. He's dead.
No.
He survived the war! No.
I couldn't save him. No. Freddy! No!
Damn you, game! Couldn't have the nice things.
I'm including the letter he intended to mail you. I'm sorry to share this horrible news. Your friend, Anna.
Dear James, I hope you're doing fine. I can't wait for you to come back home, and I bet you're feeling the same way. I'm sure you're keeping everyone in good cheer with those sweet melodies you play on your clarinet. I never imagined romance would come back into my life, especially during a war. But Anna and I are both enjoying a fresh start. None of this would have been possible without you. Your optimism and infectious spirit brought me back to life. It's also been such a joy to see you mature into the man you've become today. I'm so incredibly proud of you. With all that you've accomplished, I know now there are better days for us, for people who look like you and me. I'm certain that the future you and so many others fought for will become a reality.
He had his innocence back.
I hear there's going to be a parade in honor of those who served during the war. You should be home by then, and I will be right by your side. See you soon, little brother. Freddy.
I was right! We saw his eyes go down. He lost his innocence. Oh, Freddy.
Freddy. Oh.
Damn you, game. Can't have nice things.
Despite heroic efforts during the First World War, it would take nearly a century for the Harlem Hellfighters to finally get the recognition that they earned with their lives, their dignity, and their valiant hearts. And like so many other people dragged into this war on all sides, we should honor both the remembered and the forgotten, whose lives were indelibly altered, ruined, and far too often lost in the machinery and fate of the Great War.
I feel sad now. A bitter truce. Got that right. So sad, so very, very sad, guys. I feel... Freddy was a good character too, dude. He had his innocence back. He had honor now. And you know what took it away from him? Racism. Now, of course, I know they're trying to be realistic, because something similar did happen. I forgot his name, but a veteran from World War I came back home. He was in full uniform, unlike Freddy, who wasn't. But either way, he was in full uniform, and he bumped into an officer, a white officer, may I add. And he bumped into him. He said, "Sorry, sir," instead of "Sorry, officer." And the officer, you know what he did? He was pity. And so he and his colleagues round up that man, the veteran, may I add you, beat him to a pulp, and plunged their bayonets into his eye sockets and popped his eyes and made him blind. And he took them to court, the veteran, and I think he lost. And yeah, very sad, very unfortunate, and that's how the world worked back then. Now I feel like a downer. And you know what's gonna be more of a downer? We're gonna be playing Hellblade. Oh yeah, Hellblade. Suana's Sacrifice, the first game. Then we're gonna playing the sequel. Damn you, game! I had my hopes up for Freddy. He was a good man, an honest man, and also he lost his wife in the. Now I can't wrap my head around. Why would Freddy, of all people, go back to fucking America? He was living in France. I would have thought he, would have liked France. Or was a citizen of France. Why would he go back to America? Now, that's the part where I can't wrap my head around. But either way, it's whatever. It gets a message across. So sad. Very sad. And yeah. Oh wait, before I not in this stream, but before I stop the game and go on to Hellblade, let's see the collectibles we collected. Ah, dang. Just missed a few. Missed 4 approximately. Not approximately, I missed exactly 4. Let's see. Rattlesnakes, the National Guard, RFC badge, cap. Ah, it's a remembered Poppy. Broomstick, National Guard, Lachettes. Oh yeah, these were fucking piercing helmets through skulls. Up the ground. Lebel rifle, standard French rifle. Yeah. Stellhandgranate. M17. Bombshell. Naval mines. Dang, these were naval mines? Tools. Sextant. Periscope eye socket. Wireless telegraph. Oh wait, there was a wireless telegraph. Dang. New technology allowed telegraph messages to be sent wirelessly. U-boats and airplanes were equipped with wireless telegraphs to communicate at great distances. Not collection. The butterfly nut. The ball nut. The monkey nut. The monkey! Oh wait, hold on. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to hear this, but I'm just gonna do the monkey nut so we can have some levity in this game.
Behold, the pretzel nut. The double diamond nut. The square nut. The constrictor. The gut nut. The pillow nut. The butterfly nut.
What the fuck? Where's the monkey? Ah, here we go.
The monkey chain. The monkey's fist. The monkey.
Shawty's like a melody.
The monkey's fist. The monkey.
I'm gonna do
The
one more
monkey.
time.
The monkey. The monkey. This one here is a loop knot, otherwise known as the monkey.
Classic. A classic. Classic monkey. Classic. Alright. I know exactly what we must do. I'm sad. I'm still sad about this game. Can be more sad. Anyway. Say goodbye to Valiant Hearts. We're gonna stop. Not right here. We're gonna stop the game. We're gonna stop right here. No more of these childish antics of World War I. No more losing your innocence. We're gonna lose our innocence again. But this time with a different game. Excuse me. So sorry. Oh yeah! Son of Sacrifice! A game about... A game! Oh boy, a warning. I have psychosis? I didn't know about that. I'm gonna leave it right there. I don't want my subtitles color. Yeah. What? Is this game racist? I'm kidding. Standard? Yeah, I don't mind. Whoa, I'm colorblind? I didn't know that. Oh, I want to see what color blindness is there. I have none, by the way. I'm a normal guy. I do see color. I am blind to color. See, the game will allow me to play as an Xbox controller user. Yeah, it does. Bye. Cool. Alright, let's see first before my Hellblade features.
Stormy seas and lost souls.
Who is it?
She's dreamt of this before.
It's coming. Is it?
They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts and fears, as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake? And we only see what our inner eye creates for us. Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people fear seeing the world through her eyes.
Yes, she's scared.
Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from severe psychotic mental illness.
He knows she's getting closer. He can feel
Like any woman. Sorry.
she's getting closer. They're watching.
The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind. But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senuna in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't live home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillion, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land. I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
No!
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The Gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a Gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds. Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was Druth, meaning fool, or liar, one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Druth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Dude, this is what I fucking love about historical games. Or games that are using history for fictional uses and vices. This right here is amazing. Tremendous even. They did the research. They did everything right in this game. From what I can see. Now, I don't know too much. I have played it before. I haven't completed it. But from what I played, I did find it interesting. I did like it. And I still do. Historical-wise. I have to play this entirely again. It's just amazing right here. They did their research. And I'm learning. I'm learning new things.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky, the heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and people everywhere. Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness such as psychosis is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive.
You're already dead. Who are you?
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favor of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim, and the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject that could...
Let me pause right here. Hold on, I just need to change the thing. And Hellblade. Okay, there we go. Let's get back to it.
Game.
That's cool. Thanks so much for coming in.
Pleasure. Thanks. It's really interesting for me. I'd love to be involved. I think it's fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua's psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhough, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness, and crucially we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside your head.
Based on the information Professor Fernie Ho provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears. It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you.
Can't see how she's going.
Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with 2 young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also crucially listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
Other common attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks. We met with Recovery College East, who work with and care for people recovering from severe mental disorders. A group of service users gave us their first-hand account of what they experience.
Sometimes when the vision or what we're seeing is too much, it becomes more difficult until eventually we perhaps don't see anything.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told, were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experienced was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
As we all know, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel
I can't be playing this song, I don't know. I am gonna be voicing over this. I'ma be voicing over this. La 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 la. La 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 la. I am trying to not get demonetized by a song. Oh yeah. Do 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 da 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 da.
Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper?
Deeper.
I could never know how you grow. All these days are killing you.
I am not part of this song.
I just wanna live that song. I just wanna feel. I just wanna feel.
Tree la li la li la li. Yeah yeah yeah. Oh yeah.
To refine our work, we continue to hold meetings with Recovery College East over the course of a year and a half, showing them what we had achieved so far and refining the in-game representations based on their feedback. With their help, flashbacks, visions and changes in perception were woven into the story and gameplay of Senua.
The students that are involved in this project are incredibly excited about being involved. They have described the experience as being important because it values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that experience becomes valid, that actually it's something that we should all be talking about.
The experiences described range from beautiful to frightening beyond comprehension. I heard of a girl who has to live with an angry voice screaming at her, slamming on her doors and walls 24 hours a day. I met someone who would often see hanging corpses in a room, so real that she would sometimes try to rescue them. The panic and fear that comes with such visions is entirely understandable, and it can be a living horror for some.
Worthless, weak, pathetic. Go on, feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not shy away from showing this horror, and so I was perpetually torn in making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our representations or not far enough?
broken and lost. Just like your soul.
Come on.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions were the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. There's another aspect of psychosis that is much harder to explain, but one that I think video games are uniquely able to represent, which are often called delusions.
People begin to see patterns in the world. They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things that we might think would be coincidence or, not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance for them.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him, forming a strange and sinister puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction. It's not like the system shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors, and they're completely immersed in it. They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalked them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us. My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and superstition, as exemplified by her druid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's done? Okay, yeah, wait. Sorry, fellas. It looks like I gotta end this early. I'll be right back. But no worries. Senua's sacrifice will continue. Goodbye, farewell, adios.